Hey everybody, welcome to Guided Listening. I'm Jeff Antoniuk here from Jazzwire. And it's just occurring to me that may be the last time I say that little introduction for a long time or ever. What we're going to do is start heading a slightly different direction in the channel. And so I do this every 150 or 200 videos. I'm a bit of a maniac that way as I kind of get into an approach, the Digging Deeper Jazz series. I did that for 200 weeks in a row. Or the J&J on Jazz, James Moore and I did that for about 100 weeks in a row. Guided listening. I kind of looked back and we've done about 150 or more weeks, listened to 150 different classic jazz compositions and talked about them and analyzed them. So there's so much on this channel if you haven't looked back. So if you're looking for specific jazz techniques, Digging Deeper Jazz series, 200 videos there. J&J on Jazz, which happened during the pandemic. James Moore, fantastic trumpet player and educator, and I would have sort of conversations about ideas or how James and I process and learn very different from each other. So it was so much fun and so enlightening to listen to, each other, frankly. Guided listening, getting inside this great music more. So what is coming up? What is coming up is something that I do some inside Jazzwire behind the paywall. So many of you are subscribers, and I would love to have you not subscribing to join us inside Jazzwire. And you can take a free trial right here. You can figure that out. So one of the things that we're able to do in a setting like this is trade fours. So what we're going to be doing going ahead is I'm going to pick a tune, and I would love to know what tunes you would like to work on. So leave comments, reach out to me. We're going to play tunes, and I'm going to play for 4 with a great backing track on this side and leave space for you to play. So the idea is in the comfort of your home or studio, you'll be able to trade 4s with me on classic songs. You'll get to hear ideas and vocabulary and things I'm working on, and it's going to be done kind of live and on the fly, so you'll hear my mistakes and everything else. You'll hear my approaches. You'll get to hear me play more. And on the channel, that's something that I haven't done as much maybe as I should have, is just been playing for you. So I'm excited about that. Speaking of playing for you, guess who I have for you today? Cannonball Adderley. I talked to him. He said he would be happy to come here and play for us. So he's going to play some Brazilian Bossa Nova. The song is Corcovado, also known as Quiet Nights of Quiet Stars. Beautiful, beautiful tune. And this is a recording he did in Brazil, I believe it was in Brazil, with a Brazilian rhythm section. So like really legit Bossa Nova and samba players. It's such a cool album. I think it's called Cannonball's Bossa Nova. And I want to dig into this a little bit. So was Cannonball just a thorough expert in Brazilian music at this time? No, for sure not. Was the rhythm section? Oh, for sure, right? So we have piano, bass, acoustic guitar, drums, Cannonball on this track. And so Cannonball is overlaying what he knows how to do playing jazz, which is a whole lot, but he's really responding to the music and the musicians. So it's pretty interesting. So we're not going to hear, we're not saying that Cannonball is the world's greatest Brazilian music player, in this situation, but man, how he fit together with these Brazilian musicians was wonderful. And so we're going to definitely listen into the rhythm section and some of the rhythms and some of the approaches and what makes this sound so great. And of course, I want this to help you as a listener. Maybe you don't even play music. So many of you reach out and say, Jeff, I don't even play jazz. I don't know half of what you're talking about, but it's cool. Great. I love that. I listen to podcasts on quantum mechanics, on acting, and on things like that. I don't know half of what's going on, but I love learning more, right? Thank you to those of you who are here doing that. We've got tons of players, right? So who are looking to find out how to play better yourself. And in guided listening, one of the things we've done a lot is talk about the rhythm section. So if you're a horn player or a vocalist, knowing what's going on behind you in the rhythm section is hugely important. So I hope many of you have sort of expanded your listening that way. If you're a rhythm section player, understanding how the soloist is thinking, that's going to expand your horizons as well. So I tell you what, let's just jump right in here, listen to Cannonball and Corcovado, and we'll talk. Here we go. I love that little intro, those three chromatic chords. Ba-doo-da. So what are you hearing rhythmically in the rhythm section? The acoustic guitar, the nylon string guitar, and the drums. How that's all kind of coming together, right? So that guitar rhythm, he's improvising around that rhythm, but what I'm hearing a lot is bop boo da bop boo da bop boo bop ba. Listen a bit more. Bop boo da 2 3 and 2 3 and. So you hearing that? And right there, we could hear in that space where he did something different. Let's go back to the top. So again, talking about the guitar, I'd say that's the underlying rhythm. If there was a great Brazilian guitar player here, he or she may totally disagree with that, but it's what I'm hearing, and the rhythms improvised around that are definitely improvised with that as the bass. Listen to the cross stick on the snare drum. I was surprised at how much of it is quarter notes. So let's stop there for a second. This is this relaxed, chilled, floating, wearing a white linen suit, got a drink with an umbrella, and the drums are just insistent. Man. Now, is it all quarter notes? No. Blank, blank, do da da dang, 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 do da 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 dang, dang, da. So every once in a while, instead of a quarter note, there's 2 eighth notes. Da da do da. And when there's 2 eighth notes, there'll be a little breathing space after it. So there won't almost ever there won't be a hit after 2 eighth notes. Dot, 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 dot. No. Dot, dot, do, dot, 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 dot. So there'll be a little space after 2 eighth notes. But at the end of the day, it's quarter notes on the beat, or it's 2 eighth notes on the beat, and then there's little moments of offbeat eighth notes there. So the rhythmic building blocks, you would think there's 10,000 things going on there. I kind of think there's 3 possibilities and how they get mixed and matched, and how they're improvising around with those rhythms. So that's pretty cool. Small number of building blocks, and if we know those, it helps us listen in, right? If you're a drummer, and I play some drums, I'm shocked at how insistent and driving the quarter notes are. But then when you put it all together, like how beautiful and melodic it is. So it seems like that would be too much for this style. So when I listen to a lot of folks playing bossa novas, there isn't that insistence. There isn't that rhythmic drive. And it just kind of sounds heavy and boring and, whatever else. So man, that's a big lesson. All right, that's one of the big things I wanted to point out is between the guitar and the cross stick of the drum set. So be listening to that as we go ahead. Let's start one more time. Check out Cannonball. So a lot of beautiful sustained notes, right? But we're hearing, little pops, little short notes. Cannonball's articulation was just out of this world. Everybody still points to Cannonball at how amazing his articulation was. But also very romantic and lyrical, right? Using lots of repeating rhythms, which makes sense. And bebop, right? Is he playing Brazilian licks? No, he's playing bebop. how dynamic Cannonball's airstream is. Dynamic meaning change, hitting notes, ghosting notes. And here we go, solo. And how smooth and legato this is. Cannonball usually spices things up rhythmically a little more than this, so it's very, very legato to start with. Even with fast notes. And now he's adding shorter note values, popping things a little bit more. So right in the middle of that chorus, it feels like he shifted gears. He went from first gear to second gear, or first gear to like eighth gear. So more double time. But to me, the dramaticness of his airstream and his accents, he's poking us a little bit more with his airstream and his articulation. So that's a big shift from the first 16 measures to the second 16. Second chorus. And now the harmony he's playing over, the chord changes. These are jazz chord changes. These are sort of bebop chord changes. So Cannonball is super comfortable with this harmony. This is like right down the middle for him. And the comping on the guitar. Woo! We haven't talked about the bass. It's very much half notes. 1, 3, 1, and 3. 1, 3, 1, and 3. So very separated from all of the emotion that we're hearing from Cannonball. So that bass line's a lot cooler, isn't it? We can maybe hear better here. Yeah. We can hear that doom, 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 doom. But again, his motion is half notes. And there's embellishments to the half notes. A lot of people get very excited about the embellishments and forget that the job is half, 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 half. That's the gig. And then the embellishments are just that. They're these little extra things. They're so important. They add a little bit of a kick. But so many novice and like really good novice semi-pro players get way in the way as bass players by playing too much. This is a pro. This is a pro. This is what a pro sounds like. And again, thinking about how repetitive the guitar is, but man, that's the engine of this music. So our melody out. Well, it started as the melody, but Cannonball's kind of soloing a little bit. Started out quoting the melody, so now he's just into a second solo. There's so much great voice leading in this solo from Cannonball. If you're not sure what voice leading is, yeah, let's talk about that. But his melodies being shaped by especially descending or ascending chromatic lines. Beautiful. I think he played that exact lick on the way in. Exact same fill, maybe even the same place. Those notes, how he hits a note and comes back. Very dramatic in how he reads, right? So now they've created a little vamp, a little turnaround section to end the song. They're out of the chord changes of the song. They're now into this ending 2-5, 3-6, 2-5 progression. So now they're out of that turnaround into a different ending section. And now they do a board fade on that. So it's a pretty cool album because there's, I'm not sure how many alternate takes. There's at least one. So when you get the album, wherever you get it, Apple Music, buy the CD, if you know what a CD is. And it came with alternate track for Corcovado. So I think it was 2 versions, and it's great to listen back to them. And it's not clear to me, which one's better exactly, how they chose between the 2. That's a hard choice. And it was wonderful. I remember when CDs came out in the 80s and 90s. Yes, I'm talking about the 1900s now. And they would re-release such and such Art Blakey album with alternate takes. And we could hear Benny Golson solo on the one that they put on the album that everybody knows. But what did he do on this alternate take? And, did the band crash, or was it just overall more swing in that version? But so cool to be able to listen to alternate tracks. And one of the things I'm always interested in is how much was the same? Right? Because I'm trying to play this impossible music, and it kicks my butt every day. And am I doing it right? Am I practicing right? Am I teaching right? Is what I'm sharing correct? Right? And so I keep getting the input that, the way I'm doing it is correct, because I hear Cannonball do that fill on the way in, and I hear him do that fill on the way out. And I hear him do that fill or that lick on the alternate take too. Was that just luck of the draw? No, that he practiced that. That was something he valued. That was in his ears. He felt that there. Was he improvising in that moment? Well, I mean, in many ways, no. He was plugging in a thing he knew. So that is a huge lesson to so many of us. Know things and plug them in, right? So that informs my teaching. That's a lot of what we do inside Jazzwire. And then the trick is, well, but how do we play it so it seems like I meant that in the moment? So that's part of the deal. We talk about that too. Well, thank you for joining me on that. This is something that I've had in my ears, again, for decades and decades, this, Cannonball playing this great tune. And in the next week or two, we're going to get started with a new series here on the Jeff Antoniuk YouTube channel, where we're going to be doing more playing together. So I'm really excited about that. And it would be cool if you would record yourself with me and share that, put that on YouTube, or join us inside Jazzwire. And let's really, really get to work on that material. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time.